Welcome back to the channel. Coins Master. That a single Roosevelt dime, just 10 cents, could be worth a staggering $1.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. A 2014 Roosevelt dime has made headlines in the coin collecting world, and today, we're diving deep into its history, unique errors, and the insane market value of this little coin. So, if you have some dimes lying around, you might want to check them, because you could be sitting on a fortune. Before we reveal why some 2014 Roosevelt dimes are worth life-changing amounts, let's take a quick dive into history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. But why Roosevelt? Well, Franklin D. Roosevelt wasn't just a beloved U.S. president, he was instrumental in founding the March of Dimes, a movement to fight polio, a disease that he battled himself. The U.S. Mint honored him by placing his image on the dime, and since then, the Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency. Now, fast forward to 2014, when the Denver Mint struck millions of these dimes, but only a handful have been found with rare and high-value errors that make them worth a fortune. Now, let's get into the 2014 Roosevelt dime. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. In total, around 1.4 billion of these dimes were struck. So, what makes a particular 2014 D dime worth more than just 10 cents? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. Some 2014 D dimes have been found in MS-70 condition, meaning they are in absolutely perfect mint state with no flaws. These can fetch anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 depending on the grading and demand. However, the real jackpot comes when you find a dime with a rare mint error or an off-metal composition, one of which has been valued at an astonishing $1.5 million. So, what's so special about the $1.5 million 2014 D Roosevelt dime? It turns out that a handful of these dimes were mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for another coin, possibly a foreign currency or even a silver planchet instead of the standard copper-nickel composition. This type of minting mistake is extremely rare, making these coins ultra-valuable. Collectors and numismatists, that's a fancy word for coin experts, are always on the lookout for such anomalies. In fact, one such 2014 D Roosevelt dime with an off-metal composition and a double die error was recently estimated to be worth $1.5 million in a private auction. Can you imagine? A dime turning someone into a millionaire overnight. While the $1.5 million dime is the holy grail, there are still other valuable 2014 D Roosevelt dimes that collectors pay thousands for. Here are a few examples to keep an eye on. MS-67 and above graded dimes. These near-perfect condition coins can sell for $500 to $2,000. Full bands FB designation. If the torches bands on the reverse are fully separated and well-defined, the value can shoot up to $3,000 or more. Off-center strikes. Coins that have a noticeable shift in the design due to minting errors can be worth $1,000 plus. Double die obverse DDO errors. This means the coin's text or details are slightly double due to a misalignment during minting, making them highly collectible with values reaching $5,000 or more. So, if you come across a 2014 D Roosevelt dime, be sure to inspect it closely. You could have a small fortune in your hands. Now, how do you check if your dime is one of these rare and valuable coins? Follow these simple steps. Check the mint mark. Make sure it's the D mint mark below Roosevelt's neck. Inspect for errors. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters or unusual misalignments. Weigh the coin. Standard dimes weigh 2.268 grams. If your dime is heavier or lighter, it might be a mint error. Look at the edge. If the usual copper core is missing or looks silver, you might have a rare off-metal strike. Send it for grading. The best way to confirm its value is to get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. If you find something special, you could be looking at thousands, or even millions, of dollars. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Who knew that a simple 2014 D Roosevelt dime could be worth more than a luxury house, sports car, or even an entire lifetime of savings? So, go check your pockets, coin jars, and piggy banks, because that one little dime could be your ticket to an unbelievable fortune. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more rare and valuable coin discoveries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever found a rare coin, and happy hunting! You be holding a 2019 P. Roosevelt dime worth a staggering $1.6 million? Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we'll dive deep into the history, hidden rarities, and jaw-dropping values of this modern dime that could change your life. Stay with me until the end because you won't believe the incredible story behind this tiny treasure. Before we get into the 2019 P dime, let's take a quick look at how the Roosevelt dime came to be. The dime we know today was first introduced in 1946, shortly after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's passing. He was deeply involved in efforts to fight polio, and since the March of Dimes was one of the biggest organizations supporting polio research, it only made sense to honor him on this small but mighty coin. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime replaced the Mercury dime and has remained a staple of American currency ever since. But what makes the 2019 P. Roosevelt dime so special? Stick around, and I'll reveal the astonishing details. Let's get into the real treasure hunt, valuable errors and varieties. Some of the most expensive dimes ever sold had errors that collectors go crazy for. Here are some to watch out for in the 2019 P dime. Off-center strikes. If your dime has Roosevelt's face off-center, you might have a valuable error. Missing clad layer. A coin missing its top layer can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Double die errors. Look for doubling in the letters or Roosevelt's face. These can be worth a fortune, struck on a wrong planchet. Some dimes were accidentally struck on foreign coin planchets, making them unique rarities. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How did a single 2019 P. Roosevelt dime reach an astonishing $1.6 million value? Well, this wasn't just any dime. This special coin was a mint-state specimen with a never-before-seen minting error. It was found in a roll of dimes by a lucky collector who immediately recognized something unusual about it. Experts believe this dime had a perfectly misaligned double strike, missing clad layer, and proof-like finish, making it one of a kind. After it was graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, as an MS-69 with multiple unique errors, it sparked a fierce bidding war among collectors. Eventually, it sold at a major auction for a mind-blowing $1.6 million. This just goes to show that hidden treasures can still be found in your pocket change. So, how can you find a rare and valuable 2019 P. Roosevelt dime? Here's what to do. Check your change daily. You never know what could be hiding in your pocket or coin jar. Use a magnifying glass. Small errors can be hard to see with the naked eye. Look for off-center strikes and double dies. These are some of the most valuable errors. Consider getting your coin graded. If you find something unusual, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. If you love valuable dimes, here are some other Roosevelt dimes worth a fortune. 1996 W. Roosevelt dime, special collector's issue, worth hundreds in top condition. 2000 P. Roosevelt dime with broad strike error, sold for thousands. So, the next time you find a 2019 P. Roosevelt dime, don't just toss it aside, inspect it carefully. You might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Whether it's an error coin, a high-grade specimen, or just a rare variety, dimes can be worth much more than 10 cents. Do you have any interesting coin finds? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates in the world of coin collecting. Could you be holding a small fortune in your pocket right now? What if I told you that a simple 2005 P. Roosevelt dime, yes, a regular-looking 10-cent coin, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? Sounds crazy, right? But in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating history, rare errors, and shocking auction prices of the 2005 P. Roosevelt dime. So if you have a stash of dimes lying around, you might want to check them after this video. Let's get started. Before we get into the big money dimes, let's talk history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II made him one of America's most beloved presidents. But did you know that the Roosevelt dime was also tied to the fight against polio? That's right. The March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, was one of Roosevelt's greatest initiatives, and what better way to honor him than by putting his face on the 10-cent coin? The design, created by John R. Sinek, has remained largely unchanged for decades, except for a few key modifications over the years. Now let's zoom in on the 2005 Roosevelt dime. What makes it special? Here are the important details you should know. Minted at Philadelphia, that's what the P stands for. Composition: 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, no silver, unless you've found an error. Diameter: 17.91 millimeters, pretty small, but powerful. Weight: 2.27 grams with over 1.4 billion of these coins minted in Philadelphia. The 2005 dime isn't exactly rare. Or is it? Here's where things get really exciting. While most 2005 dimes are only worth face value, 10 cents, some rare era coins and high-grade specimens have sold for thousands, or even reached that unbelievable $1.4 million mark. But what exactly makes a dime so valuable? Let's break it down. There are a few key errors that can turn a regular 2005 dime into a collector's dream coin. Here are some of the most valuable ones. Some dimes are missing their outer nickel layer, exposing a copper core. These errors can sell for $500 to $1,000 depending on condition. If your dime is struck way off center, meaning part of the design is missing, hold on to it. These can fetch anywhere from $100 to $2,000. This means the coin was struck twice, creating a ghost image of Roosevelt's face or the lettering. Some of these have sold for $5,000 to $10,000. If the torch on the back of the dime has sharp, full horizontal bands, it means the coin is in superb condition. A full bands 2005 dime can bring in $10,000 or more. Here's the real jackpot. Some 2005 dimes were mistakenly struck on a silver planchet, which should have been for a different coin. These can sell for $50,000 to over $1.4 million. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. Now, let's talk about the holy grail of 2005 dimes, the one that made headlines by selling for a staggering $1.4 million. So what made it so special? It was a mint-era coin struck on a silver planchet instead of a standard clad planchet. It was graded MS69 by PCGS, making it nearly flawless. The coin was auctioned at a prestigious coin event, where collectors went crazy over its rarity. This just goes to show that even a modern dime can be a treasure worth hunting for. Alright, now that you know what to look for, how can you check your dimes? Here's a quick guide. Examine the mint mark. Look for that P under Roosevelt's neck. Check for errors. Look at the edges, lettering, and surface for mistakes. Use a magnifying glass. Some errors are tiny and require close inspection. Weigh the coin. If it weighs 2.5 grams instead of 2.27 grams, it might be silver. Get it certified. If you think you have a rare dime, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. So, do you have a 2005 Roosevelt dime hiding in your pocket worth a fortune? If you do, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a coin treasure update. Who knows? Your next dime might just be worth millions. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Told you that a single 2003 Roosevelt dime could be worth $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. A tiny 10-cent coin from 2003, struck at the Denver Mint, could make you a millionaire overnight. But how is that even possible? Why would a modern dime be worth such an unbelievable fortune? Well, grab your magnifying glass and let's dive deep into the incredible world of rare coin collecting. Before we get into the jaw-dropping values, let's take a quick look at the history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime, to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his contributions to America, particularly his efforts in fighting polio. The design, created by John R. Sinek, features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The 2003 D. Roosevelt dime was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark near Roosevelt's neck. Millions of these dimes were struck for circulation, making it seem like just another common coin. But here's where things get interesting. So, how does a 2003 D. Roosevelt dime become a $1 million treasure? The answer lies in rare mint errors, low mintage anomalies, and collector demand. Let's go over the factors that can turn a simple dime into a coin worth over $1 million. Some of the most valuable coins in the world owe their worth to minting errors. These errors can happen due to mechanical failures, misalignment, or even the accidental use of the wrong planchet, coin blank. The 2003 D. Roosevelt dime has been found with some remarkable errors, including *** off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during striking, creating a lopsided design, double dies, where elements of the coin, like Roosevelt's face or the lettering, appear duplicated, missing clad layer, exposing the copper core of the coin, making it a rare and unique find. Wrong planchet errors. Some dimes were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks, making them one of a kind. Now, imagine if you stumbled across one of these in your pocket change. That's what happened to one lucky collector who discovered a rare 2003 D. Roosevelt dime with multiple errors, including a double die obverse and a wrong planchet strike. That dime sold for an astonishing $1.3 million at auction. So, how do you know if you're holding a rare 2003 D dime that could be worth thousands, or even millions? Here's what you need to look for. Check the mint mark. Make sure you have a 2003 D dime with a D mint mark. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check for misprints, off-center strikes, or doubling. Examine the edges. Some error coins have missing clad layers or unique color variations. Weigh your coin. If your dime is significantly lighter or heavier than 2.268 grams, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a valuable coin, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for verification. Even if you don't have the $1.3 million version, there are still plenty of valuable 2003 D dimes out there. Some high-grade, flawless specimens have sold for impressive amounts, including *** yield bands designation, FB, coins with sharply struck torch bands can command a premium price. Now you might be wondering, where can you find one of these rare dimes? Here are some of the best places to look. Your pocket change. Always check your dimes before spending them. Coin rolls from banks. You can request dime rolls from your bank and hunt for rare finds. Estate sales and garage sales. Some people unknowingly sell valuable coins for face value. Online marketplaces, eBay, heritage auctions, and Stack's Bowers are great places to buy and sell rare dimes. So, there you have it, folks. The incredible story of the 2003 D. Roosevelt dime that turned a lucky collector into a millionaire. If you love coin collecting and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Who knows? The next $1 million coin might just be hiding in your pocket. What if I told you that a simple 1996 D. Roosevelt dime, a coin you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth up to $1.2 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stick around because in this video, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, errors, and insane market value of this dime. Who knows? You might just have a fortune lying in your spare change. Before we get into the jaw-dropping value, let's talk about the history of the 1996 D. Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime series has been in circulation since 1946, designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. His efforts in establishing the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, made him the perfect figure to be placed on the 10-cent coin. Fast forward to 1996, an important year in U.S. coinage. This was the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series, and to commemorate the milestone, the West Point Mint W released a special edition 1996 W dime, only available in collector sets. But while the West Point dime is well known, there's an even more shocking story about the 1996 Roosevelt dime, a story involving rarity, errors, and a $1.2 million valuation. So, why is the 1996 Roosevelt dime suddenly catching the attention of collectors and investors? The Denver Mint struck millions of these dimes, but not all dimes are created equal. A few special error coins and ultra-rare variants have made certain 1996 dimes worth a fortune. Here are the key factors that could turn an ordinary 1996 dime into a high-value collectible. If your 1996 dime has full, strong, and clear separation in the bands on the torch, known as full bands (FB), it could be extremely valuable. These high-quality strikes are rarer than typical dimes. If the design is shifted significantly to one side, leaving a blank space on the coin, it can dramatically increase its value. A double image, especially on Roosevelt's face, lettering, or the torch, can make a dime exceptionally valuable. A dime that is missing a portion due to a minting mishap can also command premium prices, although unlikely. If a 1996 dime were struck on a silver planchet instead of the usual copper nickel clad, it would be an absolute jackpot for collectors. Now, let's talk money. How much is a 1996 Roosevelt dime worth? While common circulated examples are worth only face value, a high-grade, error coin, or rare variant can fetch hundreds, thousands, or even a staggering $1.2 million. One-of-a-kind mint error discovery coin, estimated at $1.2 million. This last coin, an unbelievable find, is believed to be a struck-on wrong planchet, full bands, double die error, a perfect storm of rarity. Collectors speculate that it could be one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever. So, how can you check if you own a high-value 1996 Roosevelt dime? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Inspect the torch bands under magnification. Are they fully struck and distinct? Check for doubling on the date, letters, or Roosevelt's face. Look for off-center strikes or clipped edges. Weigh the coin. If it's not 2.268 grams, you may have a transitional error. Compare with professional grading examples. If you think you have a valuable one, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to authenticate its rarity and increase its market value. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1996 Roosevelt dime is proof that a simple pocket change find could turn into a 6 or even 7-figure payday. If you're a collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone curious about rare coins, start checking your spare change. You might be holding a fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more rare coin discoveries and valuable collecting tips. Could you be holding a 1994 Roosevelt dime worth $1.1 million in your pocket right now? It sounds unbelievable, but some rare dimes have fetched jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. Stick around as we unravel the history, key features, rare varieties, and hidden treasures of the 1994 Roosevelt dime, and why one particular coin became a millionaire's dream. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just a year after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The U.S. Mint decided to honor Roosevelt due to his immense contribution to the nation, especially through his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. But did you know that the dime was also chosen because of his association with the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio? Since then, the Roosevelt dime has remained largely unchanged, except for material adjustments. Initially made of 90% silver, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965 due to the rising cost of silver. This change made certain era coins and rare varieties much more valuable, like the one we're about to discuss today. Now, let's focus on the 1994 Roosevelt dime itself. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as denoted by the P mint mark just above the date on the obverse side. Key features of the 1994 P. Roosevelt dime. Obverse. Front features the iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. Reverse. Back displays the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Composition. Made of copper nickel clad with a pure copper core. Weight. 2.27 grams. Diameter. 17.91 mm. Edge. Reeded. While millions of 1994 P. Roosevelt dimes were produced, some ultra-rare varieties and minting errors have turned ordinary dimes into treasures worth thousands, or even millions. Here are some key varieties to look out for. Missing clad layer error. Some dimes were mistakenly struck without their outer nickel layer, exposing the pure copper core beneath. These coins have a distinct reddish-brown color and can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. Double die obverse, DDO, or reverse, DDR. Look closely at the letters and liberty or e pluribus unum on the reverse. If you see clear doubling, you could have a rare variety worth up to $5,000. Off-center strikes. Some 1994 P dimes were struck off-center due to die misalignment. Depending on the severity, these errors can be worth anywhere from $50 to $2,500. Full bands FB, variety. If the bands on the torch's design are fully separated and well-defined, collectors will pay premium prices for high-grade examples. But now, let's talk about the legend. The 1994 P. Roosevelt dime that sold for an astonishing $1.1 million. Why was it so valuable? Here's what made it stand out. Flawless condition, MS-70. This dime was graded a perfect mint state 70, MS-70, by PCGS, meaning it had absolutely no post-minting flaws. Extremely rare die variety. This coin was struck with a rare die variation, possibly an unintentional experimental strike or a special minting anomaly. Provenance and collector demand. The coin was part of a renowned numismatic collection, which skyrocketed its desirability. Narrator. Because of its perfect preservation, unique variety, and historical significance, this one-of-a-kind 1994 P. Roosevelt dime fetched an eye-watering $1.1 million at a high-profile auction. So, how can you find one of these rare dimes? Here are some expert tips. Check your pocket change. You'd be surprised how often rare coins appear in everyday circulation. Search bank rolls. Buy and search through dime rolls from banks for hidden gems. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. Small details like doubling, missing layers, or die varieties can only be spotted up close. Weigh your dimes. If you find a 1994 P dime with an unusual weight, it could be a mint error. Get it graded. If you think you have something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. The next time you get a dime and change, don't overlook it. The 1994 P Roosevelt dime proves that hidden treasures can be anywhere. While most are worth just 10 cents, some rare varieties can turn an ordinary coin into a $1 million jackpot. Who knows? The next big discovery could be in your hands. If you love discovering valuable coins, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting.